If you're someone who is working towards your goals, you're working on being a better version of yourself, but you're feeling tired, exhausted, fatigued, it's burnout. Burnout happens. However, we want to do our best to make sure it doesn't happen. So, if you are feeling exhausted, fatigued, burned out, well, let me tell you something. Being burned out sucks. But burnout isn't just being tired, it's your body talking to you, it's saying enough. And you don't want to ignore it because it'll get worse. But before we even get into it and how to recover from it, preventing it, and I got something towards the end, we got to know what it is first. Burnout is complete mental, emotional, and physical exhaustion. If you're someone who is working a horrible job, or you don't like your job, or maybe you're just working too much, right? Probably gonna get burnt out. And if you're someone who's like drained after sleep, if you're always like you're emotionally drained or numb, you losing motivation, you're feeling trapped like there's no way out. These are signs that you're burned out. Being exhausted, tired, lack of motivation is signs of burning out. And burnout can happen when you do something you don't like. For example, the job, the career, the the workout you're doing. It's too much. You didn't plan it out right. You're doing way too much at the beginning. You got so much things going on in your life. You didn't plan it out, and you're just exhausted and tired. That's when burnout is gonna happen. When your body doesn't want to do something anymore. Sometimes it's not doing too much. It's just doing the wrong thing. But most people are sometimes overdoing it. Too much, work, social life. You have a side hustle. You got this. Your brain's not getting a break. You're not giving yourself the basic needs, which is the rest, the sleep, a good diet. Maybe you're someone who's just scrolling on their phone, but there's no good sleep. There's no meditation. There's no relaxation to wind down, right? You're not winding down your mind. You're constantly doing things. And when this happens, that's when burnout starts to kick in. You need good rest. Sometimes just resting and laying down is a good thing to do, right? Being a perfectionist, an overcommitter, trying to compete with everybody else at the gym, trying to outdo everybody at your job, that's big. That is so common these days in whatever people are doing. And if you don't have the energy, you're not getting the right sleep, you're not getting the right balance in life, you're not eating right, you're not feeling right, then you cannot outdo more. You can't put more energy out. So you gotta learn to balance everything out. So now that you know why it's happening, how in the world do you recover, right? How are we preventing it, right? Because thing is, you shouldn't have to recover. You want to prevent it. So we need to prevent it by having work balance. We need to have the priorities straight. We need to have less tasks. Cut out the unnecessary tasks. We need to sometimes take a break, take a breather. You don't want to overwork. This is a very common thing. People are multiple computers, multitasking, work here, do this, do that. Doing too much is going to exhaust mentally. And again, scrolling, chugging down the coffee, scrolling, chugging down the coffee, right? Keep chugging it down for more energy. It's not good long term or all the time. And scrolling your phone is not taking a brain break. So you gotta sometimes change it up. Your body's really telling you for help. That's what happens when you feel burned out. Your body's telling you it needs some help. You gotta learn to balance things out. Shift from grind mode to smart mode. Start small, right? If you don't have the right plan in life, you're not gonna go too far. Again, burnout is telling you what's wrong. You need to find out where it's coming from. So when you know that your job is where it's coming from, or from the gym, you're just less motivated, you're out of it, you're tired, you just feel completely drained, Now you're starting to know where it's coming from. It's probably not the gym, but maybe you're just overdoing it, right? Maybe you're overdoing the exercises. You're doing what everybody else is telling you to do. You're doing 100 exercises too much. You got to change it up. It's at the job. Maybe you got to work less. Maybe you got to change the hours. Maybe just not the right job. It's not for you. You don't like it. If your body does not want that job, you keep doing it. That's where stress goes up, depression goes up, doing something that you don't want to do, right? Or something that's like just your soul doesn't want it, basically, right? Because we all have to do things we don't want to do sometimes, right? It's part of there. But sometimes there's things like you don't want to do it. And it's not like an exercise or a cold shower. I mean, it's just a really freaking bad job that's killing you in every way possible. That's just something you got to get away with. You got to get away from. And most people's plan, right? Maybe it's not a job. Maybe it's not overworking. Maybe it's like the side hustles you're doing. You're doing too much. When that happens, you're doing too much. That's when you got to cool things down a little bit. You got to change things up, right? So maybe the plan wasn't right. When you went to the gym this year, right? Like most people, January is probably the biggest enrollment for gyms. Most people are probably out by now. They're not even going anymore. They stopped going. They have a plan, but they don't go. And that's because they started trying to do, 1 mile jogs. Then they started doing a bunch of other things and have their job. They have this. They don't have anything balanced out. They didn't have a plan, right? They just said, I'm going to wake up 6 a.m. and go to the gym. Then they work. They're out of it. They're tired. They come home. They're completely drained. Next week, they stop working out. This is a very, very common thing because people do not have a plan, right? Or the plan didn't really work at all. So having a plan is absolutely key. If you're not, if you're not really planning how you're going to go about your workout, your exercise, everything, if you don't plan, you ain't going far. And that's just facts. It's just how it is. I've been working out consistently for 5 years. I have changed my sleep schedule by 9 hours by having a plan and by being consistent towards it, by making small actions towards my goal, right? That's what works. And now if you're someone who wants a plan, if you're someone who's looking to build discipline, build the consistency, prevent burnout, you need a plan. I have a plan that you can adjust and work with, right? It's like a universal plan, meaning it'll work. You just got to follow along. We have a free community that's free right now, 6 people in. So get in before it's a paid community. The link will be in the About Me section. You definitely need a plan. Everybody needs a plan when you're working towards your goals, your dreams, or whatever it is. Or you're just trying to get your health back, right? You're trying to have good sleep, prioritize good sleep, cut out addictions, whatever the heck it is. You need a plan to break away from it. Like most people are scrolling on their phone at nighttime. It's a problem. You're doing this every day, it's an addiction. You gotta cut that out slowly by slowly reducing your time on your phone. Again, things take time, so take advantage of your time. Don't waste it. I appreciate you watching this video. Link in the About Me section, or go on my Instagram if you don't see the link, and you can join from there. By all means, thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate it. Hopefully, this will help you. And again, if you're tired, pay attention to your sleep, pay attention to your diet, what you're eating, consuming, whatever you're doing. These are all big things to help you get rid of that fatigue and exhaustion. All right, because you don't want to be tired. You need energy, you need fuel. So by all means, hopefully this video helped. Subscribe, like, comment down below your problem, and by all means, don't forget to check out the community. Link in the About Me section of this channel.